Now let's talk about Harry Lennix. Okay. So we got Harry Lennix right here. He did a little guest column for Variety, and some people did not like what he had to say about Will Smith, the Will Smith Oscars situation. And it's something that was posted over the weekend. Like I said, this one and the Restore the Snyderverse article came out over the weekend, and I couldn't fit them in last night's show, so definitely going to be in this show. And it's Harry Lennix, guys. I mean, I've talked to the man personally, one-on-one. You guys saw my interview. If you haven't seen my interview with Harry Lennix, it was last year. Just type it in when you're searching on my channel. And, I tell you what. When it comes to Harry Lennix, just a presence. The man is a presence. That voice. Obviously, he announced BVS at that Comic-Con perfectly, reading that line from Dark Knight Returns. It was just so fantastic, and seems like a very intimidating dude. I was nervous before I interviewed him. I was really nervous. I really was. I was doing my pacing thing, and I might have sipped some bourbon right before just to relax me a little bit. But once we started talking, it was fine. There was a little bit of technical difficulties, which seems like, goddamn, why does that always happen with me? No, but he just seems, he ended up being just like a really nice dude. When he was on Justice Con and he talked to Scott, that was a really great interview. If you haven't seen that one, go look at that. Look for that on Justice Con. Harry Lennix being interviewed by Mr. Scott McClellan. But here's the article right here. Will Smith must return his Oscar to restore the award's honor. Ooh. See, I disagree, but that's fine. You can disagree with somebody and still think that they're a great person and a great actor and not want to cancel everything they do. I've seen some people just flat out just go, fuck him, fuck this guy. He doesn't have an Oscar. That's why he's jealous. He doesn't deserve to be in it, they want him to just like go away and get things taken away from him and stuff like that. And I've seen people on the Snyder fandom that said that they would want to have another version of Zack Snyder's Justice League where the Martian Manhunter stuff gets cut out. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Again, what are we doing here, folks? Are we just losing our way? But yeah, he mentions it right here. The Motion Picture Academy's decision to ban Will Smith from Oscar ceremonies and events for 10 years as discipline for slapping Chris Rock is a little more than an extended time out for a playground bully. It's a toothless penalty that lays bare the shallowness of Hollywood morals. So, bam, he's even calling out Hollywood morals. Harry Lennix, traditional dude, theater actor. This guy comes from the streets of Chicago, man. I could see why he posted this. At this point, the only person who can redeem the integrity of the Oscars is Smith himself. He needs to come to grips with the gravity of the offense he committed, slapping Chris Rock on March 27th in front of millions on the Academy Awards stage. Smith needs to express mail his golden trophy back to the Academy and publicly state something to the effect of, out of the respect for the 94 years of honor conferred upon this award, I do not, in good conscience, feel worthy of being its custodian. So basically that's what Lennix is asking for right here. This attempt to, and then of course he talks about how Smith came out with his speech and everything like that after less than an hour after his act of violence. And they didn't even eject him. So this attempt to explain his actions added to the travesty of this ethical catastrophe in couching his acceptance speech as somehow submitting to the will of God. Smith advocated personal accountability. Smith's brutality stripped the entire evening of its prestige. What I like about Harry Lennix here, he's very old school, and obviously he's talking about like how 94 years of the Academy and this prestige, all this stuff like that. But at the same time, us normies over here are like, yeah, who the fuck wants to watch that anyways? Who wants to do that anyways? He's very much trying to keep the tradition of this. This is what every actor strives for, what actors do strive for. So he's very much old school. He's looking at it at an old school kind of thing. I know some people are like, yeah, he's very much get off my lawn kind of thing. I could see that. same time, and I do disagree with him, but at the same time, I don't want him to just be thrown out of everything he's working on and to be cut out of the Snyder Cut, which was, when I saw some of those tweets, I was like, wow, pretty crazy. The stain on the Motion Picture Academy cannot be easily remediated. The only hope for the justifiable grace must involve Will Smith voluntarily returning his award for Best Actor. So there you go. That's his 2 cents right there. And hey, you got to respect the man's opinion. Again, disagree, but I disagree. Yes, and there's can you imagine? Can you imagine hearing that voice read all that? I mean, I'd be like, yeah, Will, what are you doing? You going to return that? Because I'm scared. Fucking scared. This guy, you hear that voice? I mean, my God. But at the same time, I'm kind of curious of what Denzel would actually say about this, because obviously Denzel was there. Denzel talked to Will Smith, calmed him down with Tyler Perry. But, I'd be kind of curious to hear what Denzel kind of would have to say about the situation, I mean, he already said, the devil comes for you at your highest moments. I mean, it's very well said. So I'd be kind of curious I don't think Denzel is going to do a guest column for Variety, but I'd be kind of curious to hear what he'd have to say full on about this whole thing, just to get his perspective on this. We got Harry Lennix, who traditional theater actor, really very, very traditional dude. And that's what he has to say. And I'm just kind of wondering, what does Denzel have to say about that? I'm sure it's going to be different for sure, but you just got to respect the opinion. Fine. You could disagree with it. It's fine. Which I do. I don't think Will Smith should turn it back in. I mean, I don't think he should, but that's his opinion. Okay. And I still very much want to see him more Martian Manhunter. That too.